Hello, friends, and welcome back to the 12th Horseshoe podcast on Surge Sports TV. I am Jack Rizzo, joined alongside, as always, by Elijah Weintraub. Eli, week 3 is on the way, and got it started off with the 49ers topping the Giants last night. How you doing today? You ready for week
I'm
3?
doing good and I'm feeling ready to go. It was a crazy battle last night, and I think we should get right into that game first before we move right any further.
Yeah, let's do it. So the 49ers defeated the New York Giants last night by a final score of 30-12. The Giants actually stayed in it for 3 quarters, but then the Niners pulled away in the fourth quarter. A lot of
As they
questionable
always do.
officiating calls last night. That was pretty hot topic on social media about how bad the refs were last night. But
Right.
that does not matter for the 49ers. They got the win. Brock Purdy, really solid game. Deebo Samuel, though, the star of it. 6 catches, 129 yards, and a touchdown. I know that because of how good he was for me in fantasy. Had over 25 points, so got a pretty good start to the week. Niners defense didn't allow much after the Giants got an opening drive touchdown in the second half. Not an open drive touchdown, their second drive. But I still can't believe I picked the Giants to win, honestly. We've got my guy Luke in here. How is your week going? It's going great, man.
Good.
I'm finally over COVID, so it's going a lot better now. But
Nothing
yeah,
more to be excited about than that.
but I'm super excited though for week 3. It should be a fun one. But back to the Giants 49ers game. Eli, you got that pick right. You said the 49ers were going to win. I picked the Giants, and honestly, for 3 quarters, they were in it. They were more in it than
And
I
you had them
thought they
as
were
the
going to
upset.
be. I did, yeah, because the Giants just have had so many good performances on the road in their history. You go back to their 2 Super Bowls in the 21st century. All of their biggest wins came on the road. It just felt like one of those like weird games where they were going to win. They probably could have won if their offense would have been able to keep up, and they wouldn't have gotten so many penalties. But it is what it is. Giants 1-2, and they've got to play. Their next 3 games are against Seattle, Miami, and Buffalo. So a really tough stretch for the Giants to begin their season.
Absolutely. The Giants have a rough schedule up ahead in the future. And we were looking, I was breaking it down earlier this afternoon. It is rough, their schedule coming up, especially when you have the Seahawks, the Dolphins, the Jets. Those are 3 tough teams. Now, I'm not saying the Jets for a second, but yes, they could be a competition going further in the future, depending on how their quarterback is and what they decide to do with Zach Wilson and what their future is, with their future, excuse me. And yeah, I do think the Giants are in for a struggle. We obviously know 49ers are the team and they are the better team. I'm a Seahawks fan saying this. I know they're a good team. And Brock Purdy goes 8-0 in the regular season without one loss yet. We'll see if he can continue that next week. But I am not a huge fan of 49ers taking over the division. Huge team. Obviously, it was a much deserved win for them. And you played the Giants yesterday. So,
Well, it's only week 3, Eli. There's still plenty of time for the
absolutely.
Seahawks to get back in it. Maybe even the Rams get in it. I mean, they've looked pretty
I
good in the
absolutely
first few
agree.
weeks. But before we get into our game picks, there has been a ton of injuries in the NFL this past week. Seems
Oh,
like
I
the injury
agree.
bug is starting to catch up to teams. Obviously, the quarterbacks, we'll start with them. No Anthony Richardson this Sunday for the Colts. He's still in the concussion protocol. Did not practice all week. Predictably ruled out. Makes sense. There's going to be like a tropical storm in Baltimore on Sunday when they play there. So smart to keep him
All
out.
over the East Coast.
Yeah. No Bryce Young either for Carolina. He is out with a sprained ankle. Frank Reich, who, as you guys know, I'm not a very big fan of, is going to have to rely on Andy Dalton to try to get up through Seattle. And by the way, Bryce Young is out for 1 to 2 weeks, according to Frank Reich. Trayvon Diggs, that's probably the biggest injury news, lost
Absolutely.
for the season during a one-on-one rep in practice, went out with a non-contact injury, suffered a clean tear of the ACL. He is out for the remainder of the season. For a Dallas defense that was looking pretty much flawless, that's a huge loss. And
Absolutely.
the person replacing him is certainly going to have some pretty big shoes to fill. Joe Burrow still dealing with the calf injury. He threw today, but didn't practice in full. We still don't know his game status for Monday. We'll learn tomorrow what his game status is. I'm gonna assume he's gonna be listed as questionable.
I'm going to rule him out.
I think he might play. It honestly depends. I mean, it's just such a weird year with injuries. Marcus Jones, the defensive back of the Patriots, suffered a
Yep.
torn labrum as well. Just read that. Lots
Austin
of injuries.
Eckler.
Oh, yep. Austin Eckler is out again for the second straight week with an ankle injury. And then you have the Baltimore Ravens, who pretty much their whole roster is injured.
Odell Beckham Jr. and
No
more.
Odell Beckham, no Justice Hill, no Marlon Humphrey, no Tyler Linderbaum, no Marcus Williams. There are so many injuries around the NFL that are really starting to pile up, and teams are going to have to start to adjust. and Luke again. I find it crazy how Tyreek Hill is a 98 overall Madden for 3 years in a row. He's easily a 99. Batting ratings are just ridiculous. I think I that's a debate. He definitely could be with the way he's playing right now. He'll definitely be a 99 next year. I think it's just a combination of like switching teams. I
Right.
think probably the speed. That's probably why is so high. I mean, he's not really great in like catching traffic or stuff like that, So that's why like bigger body receivers like Devontae Adams and Justin Jefferson have been 99s more often than guys like Tyreek Hill, who while he's a great receiver, the speed is really the factor for him. But Eli, I think we're
Absolutely.
ready to get into the game picks.
Yeah,
Why
well,
don't you just
actually, before that, I want to just get into three news topics that came up. And then before that, also, by the way, for everybody who's watching, feel free to comment how much as you want on whatever you're watching, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you're watching this right now. And also all the games for next week, plus last night's scores available underneath our 12th Horseshoe podcast logo underneath us. So go ahead and check that out. To get in those three news topics, the Bears had over $100,000 worth of equipment stolen on Wednesday, according to ABC7 Chicago. It's been a big mess. Security was unable to catch it in time. It was a broken fence, and they have lost $100,000 worth of equipment. They're playing the Chiefs this week, so we'll see how that goes for them. Meanwhile, there has been a trade alert already. The Rams are sending running back Cam Akers to the Vikings, and the Browns are signing running back Kareem Hunt for a 1-year deal worth up to $4 million following the Nick Chubb injury. And it's been a huge mess. And now Lemonine says the Ravens don't need those guys. All they need is the best QB in the league, Lamar Jackson.
I wouldn't
disagree.
I wouldn't go that far, but Lamar certainly is fantastic. I love watching that guy play. I hope Anthony Richardson kind of plays like him, like at least like runs like him, so he doesn't keep taking these hits and getting these concussions. But yeah, great points there, Eli. For the Bears, for that, I mean, that's pretty fitting from them. They've had a very rough week. I mean, they had before that, their defensive coordinator, Alan Williams, resigned 2 games into the season.
Right.
The reason's not specific. We're not going to speculate or anything like that. There's been questions about the character in the locker room. Like, has Matt Eberflus lost the locker room there? It's been a rough week for the Bears, so much so that playing the best team in the league might be the least of their concerns right now. About Cam Akers, I think it's a really good trade, a low-risk, high-reward move for Minnesota. Kind of underused in LA. I don't think the Rams really gave him much of a chance. Should be used well in Minnesota. Obviously, it shows they don't have a lot of trust in Alexander Madison, who has struggled early in the season. And yeah, Kareem Hunt, that's a great signing for the Browns. He's played great the last few years with them. Might have to take more of a workload, though, with Chubb out. Kevin Stefanski said, though, that Jerome Ford will be the number 1 running back in Cleveland. So Kareem Hunt, similar role to what he was before, probably a third down running back, guy who can catch the ball out of the backfield, could be a good pass blocker, that kind of thing. So great points, Eli. I think those are some really interesting news. There's been a lot of things that have happened this week, and it's only Friday. We can have more stuff happen, especially
within 2 more days
on Sunday.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get right into the picks here, and I'm just gonna go in order of what these are listed. So, first up, again, this is not on purpose. It is the Colts taking on the Ravens in Baltimore, Maryland. There is a lot to keep track of in this game. It is going to be a very hectic storm going on in Baltimore, pouring for pretty much the whole game. There's going to be some very wet conditions. They're going to play during a tropical storm.
Yes, that is also
it's going to be a rough. It's going to be a
yes,
rough
that's
week.
also going to be happening at MetLife Stadium with the Jets. So we'll keep in mind about that with the tropical storm. Ophelia, I believe, is the name that they announced earlier, is going to be a huge factor. And yes, I heard about the Kelsey Taylor Swift thing. Not much to add there. If they date, they date. If she shows up to a game, then we know it's real. So
yeah.
that's my thoughts on it. I mean, I know it's a big debate on ESPN, but Jack, go ahead.
Actually, Eli, I'm going to let you go first. Who do you think is going to win this game?
Oh, I meant the comment about that. I was going to say, and then I'll go.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it could be a pretty interesting story, but I mean,
Not right now.
It doesn't really feel like they match, but I mean, it is what it is.
All right, so yeah, Baltimore isn't favored by 8 points as of yesterday. Now, these spread lines could change at time. I'm taking the Indianapolis Colts 28-20. Why am I choosing that? Despite Anthony Richardson out, I have faith in Gardner Minshew in leading this team for this Colts and the quarterback. He did a great job last week, and I feel like that the Colts are going to be the Baltimore Ravens. And remember, the Baltimore Ravens have Odell Beckham Jr. out. And with Lamar Jackson as their quarterback, I'm not too comfortable with that situation. So I am going with the Indianapolis Colts to win the game. Sorry for Luke who's watching. I know you're a huge Ravens fan, but yeah.
Ravens will, yeah. Don't do this to me, man. I actually though I am gonna agree with you, Luke. I've got the Ravens winning this game. I've had to change my score a couple of times depending on the weather and who's playing. I've changed it to my final score now is 14-7. That is a really low scoring game, and I'm gonna tell you why. Obviously, playing in the rain, it's gonna be really tough to move the ball. You're gonna see a lot of running, especially with Anthony Richardson out. So expect to see a big game from Zach Moss for the Colts. Ravens are missing Justice Hill. Expect Lamar to use his legs a lot more in this one. Really wet conditions. And I think these wet conditions are going to be why there are going to be 0 field goals in this game, only touchdowns. I feel like if it's like 4th and 7 on like the 30-yard line, both teams will probably end up going for it because of how bad the conditions are. I know Justin Tucker and Mackey are two of the best kickers in the league. These conditions will look pretty bad though if I'm not mistaken. So
Yes,
it's going to get pretty ugly here in Baltimore.
and all over the East Coast as MetLife Stadium too with the Jets Patriots. They're also going to have that. I mean, I know
Yeah.
people are saying the Jets, but
Yeah.
it's everywhere
But
with
yeah,
this
Ravens
tropical storm.
14-7. Also because I know they're missing a lot of players, but no Ryan Kelly for the Colts. Also in the concussion protocol. Losing your center is a pretty big deal. Wesley French played well in his replacement last week. The Ravens are going to be able to get home and sack Gardner Minshew a pretty decent amount of times. They're going to be able to limit the passing game. They're going to do just enough on offense to win and go to 2-1. But again, the Colts aren't expecting to win this game, so they can keep this close with one of the best teams in the league. That will be considered a win. Jack, I'm sorry, but they are good. The Ravens are yes, I do agree with you. You don't really have to be sorry. I mean, I knew the Colts were really gonna be that good this year, but the Ravens are very good. I have always thought they were underrated. As long as Lamar stays healthy, they're going places. They look like the best team in this AFC North right now. All right.
Absolutely. And teams impacted by this storm upcoming weekend is obviously number one, the Baltimore Commanders and the Jets. Those are your 3 teams that are playing home this weekend that is going to be affected by this upcoming tropical storm.
There we go. Next up, let's go to a game between two teams that missed the playoffs last year, both hoping to try to get back there. They both had some good playoff run, or the Browns in 2020. The Titans have had some good runs. Titans-Browns in Cleveland, 1 o'clock on CBS. Forgot to mention the Colts-Ravens is also 1 o'clock on CBS. The Browns are the 3.5-point favorites at home. They looked pretty sloppy last week. I know losing Nick Chubb hurt, but they gave up 2 defensive touchdowns, both of which Nick Chubb didn't play a factor, and they were both caused by quarterback Deshaun Watson, who has not looked good so far in the season, and he has also just looked really sloppy. He took 2 face masks. He got 2 face mask penalties on himself on Monday night, and despite the efforts of the Browns defense, they were not able to get anything done. Now, a lot of people are probably expecting the Browns to win this game. A lot of people think the Titans are going to fall this year. I hate to say this, but I'm going with the Titans to win this game. I've got a 17-13 final. It just feels like it's going to be one of those like slugfest games where there's going to be like a lot of running. I think Derrick Henry's going to have a pretty solid. Derrick Henry actually missed practice, I believe on Friday. But I don't believe he is listed on the. I don't believe he is listed on the injury report, so should be good to go. I think Deshaun Watson is going to continue to struggle, especially against one of the best fronts in the league. The Titans are going to be able to get lots of pressure. Watson's going to probably, I'm going to say he commits 3 turnovers again on Sunday, and it results in a low-scoring Titans victory, 17-13. Who do you think?
Honestly, I'm going with the Tennessee Titans. Once I knew that Nick Chubb was out, that eliminated the Browns right away because that is the star to this Browns team. Other than the defense was the crucial star in that Steelers-Browns game on Monday night last week. If you consider Nick Chubb out, you only have the defense. You don't have a true offense. Now, I'm aware what the signings have happened, and I know what they're saying, but I'm going to take the Titans to win this game, and I'm going with them 24-17. They have a better chance this week.
So I think we feel like we're pretty much on the same page in all phases regarding to this game. Next up, let's go to an NFC battle, 1 o'clock on Fox. The Falcons, the 2-0 Atlanta Falcons. I should mention that because it's been a while since we've said that.
Right.
Travel on the road to take on Dan Campbell and the Fighting Lions. This actually is my favorite game of the week. Other than the Colts game, obviously, I am so pumped for this game. These are 2 teams that I think are both going to make the playoffs this year. I find it crazy, Eli, that there's 3 teams in the NFC South that are 2-0. Everyone said that this was the worst division in the NFL going into the season. You've got 3 teams that are 2-0. The Panthers look like the one team that's not really going to be that good.
Absolutely.
This should be a great game, though, for sure. The Lions are the 3-point favorites at home, coming off a rough loss to Seattle. Falcons turned the page last week by themselves coming back rather than blowing a lead against the Green Bay Packers. Eli, I'm going to let you go first, my friend. Who have you got winning this game?
Packers Lions. Excuse me. No, I'm sorry, my friend. Falcons versus Lions. I'm taking the Falcons to win by a point. 26-25. The Lions struggled last week against the Seattle Seahawks team, which I'm so glad they got the victory for. And I don't think against the Falcons and Bijan Robinson that they're going to execute what is asked for. So I'm going to take the Falcons 26-25.
Even though I don't agree with you, I love your pick because I love the way the Falcons are built this year. I think they're going to win this division pretty easily, honestly. I think Tampa Bay and New Orleans are going to fall off a little bit. I am going with the Lions, though. I mean, they are at home. They're going to be mad with their loss last week against Seattle. They're going to come back fierce. They're going to get a lead early. They're not going to make as many mental mistakes. I think Dan Campbell's going to play a little more conservative, which will play in their favor. Lions win 34-27, a really high scoring game. That's what I expect, though, when you've got two of the best offenses in the league. Both these teams are going to score a ridiculous amount of points this year. I mean, we're already seeing it. The Lions are averaging 26 a game early on in the season. The Falcons averaging about 25 a game. So a lot of scoring going on. Both these offenses going to go back and forth, but ultimately the Lions pull it out as they pull away in the fourth quarter to get the 7-point win. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to have a big game. I know A.J. Terrell is one of the best in the league, but I love the way this Lions offense is shaped. I love the way they're going to play, and they're going to take this game 34-27 and go to 2-1 on the season. Not a bad loss at all for the Falcons. I mean, the Lions are one of the best teams in the league, though. So if the Falcons lose, it's not really the end of the world.
Absolutely. And now moving on to a game that is going to be huge. Saints versus Packers, Fox 1 p.m. Green Bay's favored by 1. I am taking the New Orleans Saints once again by 1, 28-27. I like this New Orleans team. I really do. The Packers played well, but I feel like they're going to lose some hope in this game. And I feel like the Saints are going to be a huge battle in this NFC, and I'm taking them to win over the Packers.
I think the Saints have personally gotten lucky the first 2 weeks. They've had the Titans just did not look good. Their offense, they played two pretty pitiful offenses in the first 2 weeks. The Packers uncharacteristically blew a 12-point lead to the Falcons on the road. That will not happen again, especially in their home opener in front of the fans at Lambeau. The whole team seems to be behind Jordan Love. He's going to have a big game as the Packers take this one in in Green Bay, 27-21. Bounce back game for the Packers defense. Derek Carr's going to make some mistakes. It's going to be loud in Green Bay. Should be a great game. Packers have a chance to compete in this division. I think they will compete. I think it's going to be a two-man race between them and the Lions for the top spot in the NFC North. Really excited for this game. It's another game I'm looking forward to. Kenny Albert, our guy, is on the call for that one. Give me, though, the Green Bay Packers at home, 27-21, as they move to 2-1 on the season. All right. Let's go to the next game, which is the Jags and the Texans. Something that really surprises me. The Jags have not beaten the Texans in Duval since 2017, the last time that the Jags had a double-digit win season. I find that crazy that it's been 6 years since they've beaten the Texans, who have done pretty much nothing since then. That streak's gonna have to end, though. I've got the Jags winning this 28-13. I honestly could see the Texans keeping this close. I mean, with the way the Jags sometimes play, they could put up a stinker any week. I mean, they kind of did last week, but their offense is going to bounce back. Trevor Lawrence is one of the absolute best in the league. I know he had a bit of a rough game last week. I think that was more so on the receivers, though. So cut Trevor some slack. And it was against the Chiefs, too, the best team in the league. And the Texans got shredded last week by Gardner Minshew. So imagine what they're going to how they're going to fare against Trevor Lawrence. CJ Stroud's going to have another rough day on the offensive side of the ball. Jags win 20-13 as they continue their journey to winning the AFC South.
There is no question that the Jaguars are going to win this weekend. 35-10, and if they don't win this weekend, we have a problem here. Because the Jaguars are playing the Texans. The Texans lost already 2 games. I am taking the Jaguars 35-10, and if they don't win, we have a problem with this Trevor Lawrence as they go against 2 teams that one should have been a win, and the other one, you played the Chiefs, which is a playoff matchup, and you should have won because it was a very low-scoring game.
if the Jags somehow lose this game at home, the Titans and the Colts might be coming for them in the AFC South. I'm not even gonna lie.
I
I
know.
mean,
I
the Texans
agree.
can make a run. I mean, you've got to win this game if you're Jacksonville, and I'm pretty sure they will. I mean, there's no question about it.
One of
Let's
my
go
favorite games coming up.
Oh, yep, Broncos Dolphins.
Yes.
I'm gonna start ranting with you, Eli, because I am done with this Broncos team. They're so pathetic, honestly. The fact that they hired Sean Payton and actually their offense isn't really the problem; it's their defense. But if their defense,
I say the quarterback.
if their defense gave up 35 points to Sam Howell, imagine how they're going to fare this week against Tua on the road, going cross country. I've got the Dolphins winning this game 45-21. I've got them putting a good old beat down on the Denver Broncos defense. 21 points. So I get the Broncos offense will score some points, but yeah, there's no way the Broncos win this game. If you can't beat the Raiders and the Commanders at home, how are you supposed to go on the road and beat the hottest team in the NFL in these first 2 weeks? Dolphins easy win here. Very easy win, 24-21, and they're going to go to 3-0 for the second straight year. I don't even know if I'm going to pick the Broncos the rest of the season. I think I might even pick the Texans to beat them.
Welcome to the club, Jack. That's the first start. Number one, if the Denver Broncos win, Miami has problems. Second of all, the Dolphins are going to win. There is no question that. 38-28. Number one, Sean Payton is a great coach. Offense is okay. Defense, okay. But you know who the problem is? That man, Russell Wilson. That's who I believe the problem is. And if they struggled last year, I can't imagine how the rest of the season goes. And the fact that the Denver team and the management has not seen it yet blows my mind. But it's still early.
I mean, the Broncos. I mean, Russell has not. I mean, I don't think he really is the problem. I think it's his defense. Do you think Russ or
Maybe
Sean
it's a combo
is more of the problem? Do you think Russ or Sean Payton is the bigger problem?
Can I say both as the answer?
Because, why not?
Why not? Yeah, let's go for it. Because a 2-point conversion and you decide to throw the ball instead of running it. Come on, man. This ain't Super Bowl 49. Okay, and I'm okay to say that it's not Super Bowl 49.
Yeah, we should have had Richard Sherman at the game yelling, "Run the ball!"
Please.
But,
and
okay,
I need him on the show.
So as you guys can see, I'm officially on the Denver Broncos hate train now, not hype train, hate train. Because
I can't wait for Tuesday.
They pretty much they annoy
my favorite day of the week.
They're really starting to annoy me. I picked them to win 2 weeks in a row, and they've let me down. So no more picking the Broncos. I've learned my lesson.
If they lose again, wait till next Tuesday's rant. I love Tuesday. Love Tuesday breakdowns.
Perfect. There you go. All right, next up. Honestly, a game that Eli, out of all the games we talked about early in the season, this is truly the game that I have absolutely no clue what is going to happen whatsoever. I absolutely no clue what is going to happen between the Chargers and the Vikings. I don't even like saying that out of my mouth because these are two teams that just seem to come up short every single year. Chargers have blown two late fourth quarter leads. Justin Herbert has not been clutch. I told you guys he's not clutch, and y'all came out and said that, it's not, he is clutch and, he's going to do great. Well, he's not doing great right now. And the Vikings not really so either. They've lost 2 straight 1-possession games after going 11-0 in the regular season last year in 1-score games. I've still got the Vikings winning this game, though, 23-20, especially without Austin Eckler. Joshua Kelly didn't do a lot last week. Yeah, so give me the Chargers or the Vikings to win this game 23-20 in overtime. The Chargers are going to blow yet another overtime game. Book it. And honestly, I'm sorry. I was saying that if the Chargers keep losing these games, which I think they will, Brandon Staley will probably be the first head coach to get fired this season. I don't think there's any way he's going to stick around with how much talent is on this team and how much they keep disappointing.
Despite going to overtime last week, and despite losing to Miami, which they played it very close, and despite Austin Eckler out, I am taking the Los Angeles Chargers to win 21-15. The Vikings are not a good team. And the fact that if you can't win against them, which I know it's going to be a struggle, and I know it's 50-50 because of how close this game is going to be, we got a problem, and I agree with you. If the Chargers cannot win this weekend, we're going to see some coaching changes, and we're going to see some player changes. We're going to see a lot changing. But I have to take the Chargers over the Vikings for sure. But if they do win, you prove me wrong.
Yeah, game is 1 o'clock on Fox. Again, I do not know what to expect. Honestly, if I get this game wrong, if I pick this game wrong, I'm honestly not going to really care because I don't really think there's any way I can pick this game because you have two of the most unpredictable teams in all of North American sports going at it against each other. Literally no clue what is going to happen. All right, let's go now to the national game on CBS this week, 1 o'clock on CBS. I mean, I'm surprised it's the national game. It's a pretty boring game, honestly. We've got the Patriots on the road.
Because they booked
On the
this in
Jets.
advance thinking Aaron Rodgers was playing.
Yeah, that's why
Aaron
you don't.
Rodgers got hurt,
That's why
and
you don't
then
do the net. That's why you don't book national TV games in advance because you never know what can happen. And now we're gonna have
right,
Zach Wilson on national TV multiple more times this year, which is I can't believe
embarrassing.
I can't believe those words are coming out of my mouth. But yeah, I mean this is a pretty easy pick for me. It's gonna be a really low scoring defensive affair. The Patriots are gonna take it. They have owned the Jets for the last 20 years, 15-10 the final. I think their defense is going to have their first good game of the season. I mean, pretty much any defense can look good against
That's
Zach
funny.
Wilson, if we're being honest. I think, though, the Patriots are going to kick 5 field goals. I don't think they're going to score a single touchdown, but because of how good their defense is, they're going to win this game still by 5. And this is a must win for the Patriots. And if they lose this game, does the question arise that Bill Belichick could get fired? I don't think we would have ever thought that, but it's a popular rumor that could happen.
All right, here's my 4 things. First off, to Anthony, who's probably watching this game, I'm sorry for the pick I'm about to make, and feel free to comment. Next, I'm taking the Patriots to win 32-28. It's a high-scoring game despite being a tropical storm this weekend at MetLife Stadium. Number one, Bill Belichick has been coaching this team for the longest time. So even if they lose this week, I don't think they will fire him. I don't think that that's going to be an option. Maybe not at least the end of the season. And to keep in mind as another factor, Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft, the connection together is very close. And to have this possibly breakup situation would be a huge, huge, huge mess and huge change. I don't think that will ever happen. Zach Wilson, I have no faith in. I don't have faith in the Jets at all. Sorry to say, Anthony, and all Jets fans, but it's just the truth. I don't think the Jets have the chance, and the Patriots are the better team going in, despite what happened these past 2 games. 32-28. Give me the Patriots.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the connection part that you're saying, but as they say, love has no place in business. The
I
NFL
agree.
is still a business. It's a pretty toxic one. It could take one game for somebody to lose their job, something that they fought their whole life for. In 1 week, it's gone. But yeah, it should be interesting. I'm honestly surprised you're making this a high scoring game. I mean, these are two pretty good defenses. I think 15-10, but we always have different opinions, Eli. That's the great part of this show. Let's go now to
Right.
the Bills Commanders game, the final 1 o'clock game. There are 9 this week. That's the most we've had early in the season. This one coming on CBS, and it's another game that's going to be played in the tropical storm. I've got the Bills winning 31-21. I know the Commanders are 2-0, but we have to take it with a grain of salt. They've played the Cardinals and the Broncos, and they honestly struggled to beat both of them. So now that they're playing one of the best teams in the NFL, the Bills coming off a great win against the Raiders. Their offense looked really good. Denver's offense put up a lot of points against the Commanders' defense. And Sam Howell's not going to score 35 points against the Bills defense. Give me the Bills 31-21. A nice and comfortable win for Buffalo, and the Washington falls back down to reality, and they're still going to finish last place in this division. Even with the Giants struggling, give me the Bills 31-21. And Augustine, Commanders very suspect Bills one. I agree. I think the Commanders are still pretenders until they prove me wrong.
Go ahead.
No, I actually finished. Go ahead, Eli. You're good.
I am going to take the Bills 33-30. It's going to be a close game, but I don't think that the Commanders are going to get a win today, despite being 2-0. I don't think they got it. Commanders are finally going to get their first loss, and if they do win again, then we have to question, is this a Commanders team? But despite being the management, they play 2 easy teams so far. But I am going with the Buffalo Bills.
All right, Eli. Let's take a break from the picks. We're gonna go straight to upset on the week. On the hook, the upset of the week. I already said the Giants would be the upset. I got that wrong.
Well, I think we have to finish the list
But,
first.
Eli, no. Let's.
I have all the games in the afternoon that are.
Let's interrupt it though. This is cool because it's unpredictable. Eli, who is your upset pick of the week?
Upset pick of the week is going to be the Buccaneers over the Philadelphia Eagles. The Buccaneers are the better team. Eagles got lucky. And now it's time to show who's really boss.
Eli is 1-1 with his upset picks. I'm 0-2. Eli got in week 1 picked I believe you picked who did you pick in week 1 for an upset? Who'd you get right in week 1?
I believe I was I was wrong. Yeah.
No, week 1 you were right. I
Week
believe
one, I was
so.
right. I believe I picked. Who did I pick as the upset?
I don't even remember. Here, let me check. Sorry,
Honestly, I don't know.
guys.
Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. When you don't have the week one notes in front of you, it's difficult. Oh my god, who did I
You
pick?
picked the Lions over the Chiefs. That's right.
Ah, yes, I did
There you
pick
go.
that.
Well, you got credit. All right, let's get back to the games now. To
Are
the
we doing
fourth,
lock or later?
we're gonna wait till later.
Okay, let's go right into
Let's
it.
let's get to the games now. Eli, I'm gonna let you take it away, but let me just get the details out really quick. 4:05 on CBS. The Panthers take on the Seahawks. So interesting that this game is on CBS, even though there's two NFC teams. The Seahawks.
CBS on that holds more NFC games than the AFC, just to keep that up in the question in mind.
No, they don't. They
I
used
thought they'd change it.
no. It's just a couple games that got flexed. It's like a weird. I
Oh,
don't know. It's really weird. But
whatever.
Seahawks
Sorry,
are the
folks. Wrong
Seahawks
info
are.
again.
I'm surprised the Seahawks are only a 5.5 point favorite at home, considering the fact that Bryce Young is not going to play. Let me get my score prediction first. I don't think this game's gonna be close. I've got the Seahawks winning 30-6. Honestly, this is a very very easy pick for me.
This
I mean, is Andy Dalton really going to go into Lumen Field and beat the Seahawks in front of that crowd? No way. Absolutely no way. Seahawks easy win 30-6.
if the Seahawks don't win this weekend, we have a problem. The Seahawks are definitely going to win 34-20, 100%. However, why am I adding 20 points for the Panthers that don't have their number one quarterback playing? Number one, the Seahawks never, when they played the Rams, Cooper Kupp, the best player, was out. And what happened? They won the game. They won the game by almost 10 points. Meanwhile, now you're going to play the team of the Panthers. You know, they might have a chance. I can't leave them out, but I'm going to be staying loyal, and I'm taking the Seahawks to win the game. And I think they're going to be the team to beat. But you just got to keep in mind about that we had a rough time with the Rams. What could happen next? But I'm taking the Seahawks for a win. And if they don't win, we have a problem. But I think Seahawks are the better team, and this is going to be an easy win coming up. And the next two easy, as we are have the Monday night game next week. So that'll be fun.
Seahawks defense has certainly struggled early in the season. They've given up 30 in each of their first two. I hate to break it to you, but the Seahawks offense isn't putting up 37 points every week. Their defense has to play better if they want to keep their playoff hopes alive.
When do we play the Texans?
Seahawks have to play later in the season. I know that. Actually, no, they don't play them this season.
No, I'm just joking. I'm just saying because that would be an easy win.
But okay, let's go to the next game, 4:25. There's actually only 3 games in the late window this week. 4:25 on Fox. The Cowboys taking on the Arizona Cardinals. This game's going to go exactly as it sounds. Cowboys with a 34-7 win. This defense is just too good. I don't even care if Trayvon Diggs is out. Micah Parsons is probably the best defensive player in the NFL right now. Cowboys are going to get the offense going a little more this week. Very easy win against the Cardinals, who are by far the worst team in the NFL.
No question, the Cowboys are going to win 27-24 despite Trayvon Diggs out. However, you cannot leave Arizona out as they are a good team, but I believe Cowboys are going to win.
A good team? You think Arizona's a good team, Eli?
They came back twice with 4 points. Not saying they're the best team and they're a competition in the NFC West, but they're a team to look out for.
Okay, very interesting. I still don't think they might. I still don't think they're gonna. They might not win a single game this year, but
I believe they will.
I mean, the Cowboys.
But
I
know the Cowboys are going to win no matter what, regardless if Trayvon Diggs is in or out, which he is out. But still, the point is, yeah. Just started throwing that information.
Cowboys are a 12.5 point favorite, though. I'd be shocked if this game was even within like 14 points. But all right, now to the national game in the late window, 4:25 on Fox. It is the Bears taking on the Chiefs.
I don't know how that sounds. Okay.
I don't even know what to say here. Chiefs win. I mean, I literally don't know what to say. The Bears have been. I want to rant on them too, but I'm not going to. 28-10. That's a ridiculous. That's a very easy win for the Chiefs. I mean, the Bears have had so much happen to them this past week. So much other that I don't know how much focus they are on this game. Easy win for the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes has his best game of the season. The defense makes some more big stops. I mean, I think any defense can make a stop against this Bears offense. I mean, Justin Fields had 3 rushing yards last week. So give me the Chiefs, easy win. Plus, at home, you really think the Bears are going to go into Kansas City and beat the Chiefs? Justin Fields has 2 career road wins. So
the fact that the Cowboys not prime time is beyond me because this is a boring game. Bears versus Chiefs. We all know the Chiefs are going to win it. They're going to win 26-21, and it's the Chiefs. For crying out loud, it's the Chiefs. Please.
Chiefs are also
the Chiefs. It's gonna win. Who else is gonna win but the Chiefs? And if they lose, there's problems. And especially if Taylor Swift shows up to this cuts thing, as Kelsey has made commitments to, then Of course, Kelsey's going to play his best that he's ever had. Just saying.
The Chiefs are also a 12.5-point favorites. There are 4 teams this week who are favored by at least 8 points. I find that a little hard to believe, honestly. That's a pretty big margin. Next up, now to the prime time games. We have another doubleheader on Monday night, but first the Sunday night game. Pretty boring one. I don't know why they schedule this between the Steelers and the Raiders. I had the Steelers originally, but after second thought, I've got the Raiders winning 24-17. They always just seem to get the better of the Steelers, no matter how good or how bad they are. So give me the Raiders here, and probably a really boring game. Not one that I'm probably going to stay up.
Just like the Jets. Just like the Jets, they booked it early, and they said Steelers are going to be good. Turns out they're not. Raiders are going to win this game 22-17. No question about it. Raiders are the better team.
We're very close in score prediction. I have 24 points for the Raiders. You have 22, and we both have 17 for Pittsburgh. So we have a lot of close picks this week.
Absolutely.
Next up, to the Monday night doubleheader. First up, 7 o'clock on ABC, being called by Eli's favorite broadcast crew, Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. Eagles travel on the road to take on Tampa Bay.
As you already know, that's my upset.
Eli foreshadow what he thinks of this game. I've got the Eagles winning it 23-21, a really close game. I got to give a lot of credit to Baker Mayfield and the Bucs. They are playing really well right now. But the Eagles might be the best team in the NFC. It's probably between them and the 49ers. Maybe you could throw the Cowboys in there, but I feel like this is going to be like a short run for Tampa Bay. I mean, we have to keep in mind they've played Minnesota and Chicago, 2 teams that are combined to be 0-4. So
right.
Give me the Eagles, though. I mean, their offense is going to get back on track. Their defense is going to limit Baker Mayfield. 23-21, Eagles take this one on the road.
But as I mentioned before, you cannot leave out the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because the Philadelphia Eagles have struggled within these past 2 weeks, and they've cut it close too many times versus Minnesota as well as against the Patriots. So you cannot consider that situation out. The Buccaneers are winning this game 28-21. If the Buccaneers don't win, we got some problems. And yeah, I don't think the Eagles are going to win this game this weekend. And it's a Monday night game on ABC.
Well, Eli, we are going to have problems because the Bucs are not going to win this game.
Yes, they will. We'll find out Tuesday who's right and who's wrong.
Tuesday, we'll find out Monday night. We'll just tell each other on Tuesday.
Exactly. The point is,
all right. Last game of the week.
Last week I did pretty good with the Monday night, so we'll see. Maybe I'm right.
All right. 8:15 on ESPN. The final game of the week. Rams taking on the Bengals. A rematch of Super Bowl 56 when the Rams took it out 23-20. Stats Joe Burrow TBD. Excuse me. Even if he does play, he's not gonna be 100%. Rams look phenomenal this season. Give me the Rams on the road. That is an upset right there. The Bengals are a 3-point favorite. Rams win this one 24-14. Matt Stafford gonna have another great game. Puka Nacua gonna have another. He's got 30 receptions through the first 2 weeks. That is by far the most out of any receiver in the NFL. I think he has 30 receptions. It might be receptions or target.
Mark my words. The Rams own the Bengals. Rams winning at 30-20 with Joe Burrow questionable as of right now, most likely going to be out. I have the Rams winning this game. The Rams are the better team. Bengals seem to struggle. 30-20, Rams win.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's get into locks and Survivor.
Yeah, that's a 25. Excuse me. Puka Nacua has 25 catches. I'm sorry, I thought it was 30. Yeah, lock of the. Let's start off with a lock of the week. Eli, let's go first. Who's your lock of the week, buddy?
My lock of the week is going to be the Seahawks. Why not? The Seahawks are a team to beat, or a team to win, and the Panthers are losing. So the Seahawks are my lock of the week. And for my Survivor, I'm taking the Jacksonville Jack.
Oh. I was gonna say mine, and then we would do.
Okay.
Survivor.
Well, nobody heard it.
We know now. We know you're Survivor. Okay.
No, but nobody knows. Nobody knows. Go ahead.
We heard it. It was
the Jacksonville Jaguars. Everybody beats the Texans.
All right. My lock of the week is it was a very easy one for me to choose. It's the Kansas City Chiefs over the Bears. Yeah. There's a 0% chance that the Bears even come close to winning this game. That is my lock of the week. Survivor, I am 1-1. I lost in week 1 with the Vikings, but I used my buyback perk. I know it doesn't really exist here, but hey, I make the rules. So
yeah, we all make the rules. So it doesn't matter if we're right or wrong.
Yeah, we're gonna keep playing. I mean, there's only 2 of us. I have got my Survivor pick. I'm gonna go with your lock of the week, the Seahawks over the Panthers. I mean, there's no way Andy Dalton's going into Lumen and beating the Seahawks. It's not 2015 Andy Dalton.
And
this is 2022 and this is 2022 Andy Dalton. I mean, he's just pretty much orange. That's pretty much all I've got to say about him. Uh,
I'm ranting
um,
if they lose, so just keep in mind about that. But they won't because the Seahawks are going to win and beat the Panthers.
But yeah, so those are our week 3 game picks. Again, so far in the season, I am very miserable 15-18 with my picks. Eli, after the Niners win, you are 22-11. We'll see how it goes this
All
week.
right.
We agree. We definitely agree on a lot more games this week. I feel like than in past weeks. There are only 5 games we do not agree on. That is the Baltimore game, the Detroit game, the Philadelphia Tampa Bay game, the Vikings Chargers game, and the Packers Saints games. Those are the
Ravens,
games.
Colts, Lions, Falcons, Packers, Saints, Vikings, Chargers, Eagles, Bucks, and Giants, 49ers,
Yeah, we don't need to
which
talk
already
about that.
happened.
It's already
Come on,
over.
Jack.
All right,
You're
well,
choosing
thank you
Giants.
everyone for
Well,
watching the
thanks.
12 Horseshoe podcast on Surf Sports TV. As always, just a reminder, we will not be broadcasting the same race football game tomorrow night.
Yes,
With
due
the
to
tropical
tropical
storm
storm
coming
weather.
in. Yeah, we're gonna get drenched, and we don't want that.
And we don't have a
want
tent.
people getting
We have
drenched.
nothing. And so yeah, it's just in the best interest to not go. And I bet you they're gonna cancel it.
You guys probably won't even want to watch it anyways because it's going to be really what it's going to be hard to see. And I'd rather have you guys just not watch it all than try to, potentially like damage your eyesight for 3 hours. So,
Oh, wow! I don't think you're supposed to say that, but okay.
What?
All right. Well,
I mean, no, because it's just be like really hard to see. But we don't have like a 10 for the.
yes, we
the
have no
stuff,
10. We have no nothing, and out of the best interest, it is in best interest to not.
But yeah, best interest
broadcast
for
the
everybody. I feel like, but
Right.
we're obviously
Well,
hoping
if they
can
don't
win.
if they don't play tomorrow, then we will try to broadcast the makeup game whenever that is.
Oh yeah, we'll see when that comes. The games might be added to the end of the season. We'll have to see, but
Right. We'll figure it out.
Again, in general, we just don't want you guys to like really like try to like
Well,
watching
not
the
just
game.
that, because we also don't want to ruin the equipment. That's the main
Exactly, because if we ruin the
That's the
equipment,
main
we're not
purpose.
gonna have. If we ruin the equipment, we're not gonna have any more we're not gonna have any
And we'll probably
more.
not even have another podcast again because it's not.
Don't even say that, Eli. The people need us.
Well, no, I'll figure it out.
All right. Well, thank you.
We'll get
everyone
to
for
another
watching.
debate another time.
Check out my show, The Horseshoe Show, which airs every Wednesday at 7 p.m. On Surge Sports. Eli and I on the 12th Horseshoe, Tuesdays and Fridays. Next episode is next Tuesday at 7 to recap week 3. Eli on Sports with Mano on
Tomorrow.
Saturday mornings.
Tomorrow, 10 a.m. Come watch us. Big recaps coming up.
Yep, for sure. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Elijah Weintraub and Jack Rizzo signing off. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and we will see you on Tuesday. Goodbye.